Okay. Let me ask you a question. First of all,
cheers. Thank you very much. Would you like some?
Oh, no thanks.
No?
I have coffee. Thank you. Okay. Could you tell me briefly the reason and the background of how you left the band once, then
Rejoined.
you rejoin again?
To be completely honest, which I try to be normally, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. No. And I've spoken to many journalists about this,
Yes.
and they have reasons which they say to me, "Oh, we thought you were on heroin," or they thought that I was a prima donna. I don't know. I actually don't know who would have the right answer for it. It was something to do with the record company, management, and the group. I think it was less to do with the group than it was to do with the record company and management. I don't know why. I simply don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
No, I have no idea.
Okay. How about why does Steve Howe left the band?
Because when I came back to the band, I made it a prerequisite that if I rejoined the band, Steve Howe had to go. It was between me and Steve all the time.
Yeah.
So he won the first round, I won the second round. But the two of us couldn't exist in the same band. No.
No. Because the both of you're
We're just going in
style
different
of
directions. Personality and musical. Different directions, really.
Have you ever heard Steve Howe's new
GTR?
GTR?
I've heard one track. I didn't like it very much.
No.
No. It's, to me it sounded very, very American.
American pop.
Yeah.
Martial.
Like
Yeah.
Survivor or something like that. You know? They've got a guy that sings with a very high voice in a very American style, you know. No, I mean, good luck to him. It's just not my cup of tea.
By the way, you got a nice town.
Yeah, I have a house in Spain, so I go down there. Every time I get a few days off, I go to Spain and sit in the sunshine. Lovely.
Good. Sounds good.
It is very nice.
Okay. Let's go back to the interview. How Mandy Mayer was chosen to become the band?
He was suggested by the record company. What we thought initially was we would try and carry on as a three-piece. Just the three of us. We go and make the record. And we
no guitar?
No guitar player. We just ask certain well-known guitarists to come and guest. We had a few ideas, you know, Jeff Beck and David Gilmour, and so forth. Yes. But those were the names that we were talking about to come down and just play on the record. But in fact, John Kolodner from Geffen Records suggested Mandy Meyer, and he came over from Switzerland, and within about 2 hours we knew that he was the right guy, the right person for the band. So it didn't take long at all.
So he joined last year?
Yeah.
October?
Yes. But well, it must be getting on for 18 months now.
And can you tell us what age you was doing as a group from that time he joined up to now?
Well, when I rejoined the band, most of the time was taken up with myself and Jeffrey Downs, writing the material for the new album.
Yes.
In fact, we wrote about 25 songs,
Mm-hmm.
which we've used 10. We still have 15 songs kicking around. But it takes a long time to write that amount of material.
So you recorded completely all 25 songs?
No.
Down?
No, Jeffrey and I did, yeah. We recorded everything. Then when we took it to the group, we chose 10 songs out of 25. We gave other songs to other people. We gave one to Agneta from ABBA. You know, she did one of our songs. They're available for public use. Yeah. And it took nearly 2 years, in fact, to write, rehearse, and then record the album. It took a long time.
So, the material of the new albums made 2 years ago.
Yeah, yes, that's pretty much. A couple of the songs were written much later. That is, I can think of one song called Hard on Me, which is on the album. That was written very late in the game because the record company said that they didn't think we had a single, and so we wrote another song.
So you start composing as soon as you rejoined?
I was composing before I rejoined. Yeah, I wrote, in fact, during the 3 months I think that I was out of the band, I wrote Voice of America and Wishing, which are both on this album. I was thinking of doing a solo album, which was really the obvious choice for me. But then when I got back with the band, I gave them all the material I had.
Maybe that's why the Wishing is different from other songs to me.
Yeah, could be. It was written. It had nothing to do with the band at all.
I see.
Wishing was just written as a kind of love song. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Could you tell me the background or motivation of you sing
The songs.
the kind of theme of the nuclear?
Oh yes. Okay. Well, Countdown to Zero is almost a prelude. It's what it says is don't press the button. Don't. Let's not do it at all. Let's not have war, which we're very aware of in Europe, in Western Europe. If you go to Norway or Finland, they're even more aware of it than we are because they have borders with USSR. You know. But we're pretty much aware of it in Britain, that in the occasion of a nuclear war, Britain is referred to as Runway 1. That is all we are. We're just a runway. You know, we're a refueling base, and it's pretty scary. And I don't wish to come across as being a sort of hippie or anything, but I think that it's almost impossible to write an album without being aware of nuclear threat. You know, I mean, even Sting has the Russians. I hope the Russians love their children too. I mean, I think everyone is so aware of it at the moment. It's very difficult to record an album without referring to nuclear threat. It's almost as important as love, which is what most of our material is composed of. You know, most of our songs are love songs. So we got two on this album. One, which is the prelude, countdown to zero, saying don't do it. And then after the war, which is in the event of war, it's kind of a reference to the Second World War as well. You know, the last verse, on my arm a tattoo, is a reference to the concentration camps and stuff. But yeah, it's a social comment.
Okay, I have your latest record. It's a nice jacket.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
As usual.
Yeah.
Roger Dean did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me, this concept of the theme of this jacket.
Yeah, it was going to be called Arcadia.
Yes, I heard it.
And because there was a band coming out called Arcadia, someone had to...
Member of Duran Duran.
Yes, yeah. It would be stupid to have two albums out at the same time called Arcadia. It would be very confusing to the public. So we just decided to change it. We changed it first to Andromeda, which is that star constellation here.
Yes.
That's Andromeda. But we decided that Andromeda was a little bit too esoteric. So Astra was the next choice. Astra is just the Latin for stars. Right. Roger Dean's idea was the girl. Now if you look very closely on her foot here,
Yes.
can you see it? Her name is Aza. A-Z-A. Aza. That's her name there, it's written on her foot. And it's the equivalent of Adam and Eve. She is Eve, right? But she's a futuristic Eve. Yeah. Are you acquainted with Adam and Eve? You know, the way the Bible says the world started with one man, one woman. Right. Well, in an alternative religion, Aza is the angel that came to Earth that started the human race, and this is her put into a 21st century.
So you used the her in the first video.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the video?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, she becomes a female person. Yeah.
Right.
The idea behind the cover really was to try and put everything into the future. You know, like the futuristic city here, and the robot. An angel becomes a robot. Right.
Okay. And the Mike Stone always produced your
Yes,
album.
yes, he did.
But I've heard the rumor you were considering to use Alan Parsons to produce.
Well, it's possible. It's possible. We thought about other people to produce the album. In fact, the mixing was done by Mike Stone 50% and Greg Ladoni, who did Toto for Don Henley. So it's 50-50 mixed by... Mike did all the groundwork, all the production work, the pre-production. I don't know why, but we don't have a very good relationship with Mike at the moment. It just so happens that he's produced all three of the records. Jeffrey had more of a hand in the mixing than I did. I actually had enough of it. After 2 years, I just did my vocals, wrote the songs, and I said, I finished. That's it. I don't want to go any further with this record. Because, it was just driving me mad after a while. 2 years on one record is a long time. So, but Mike Stone, he's a very, very good recordist. He records my voice better than anyone else that I've ever recorded with. So I would certainly look forward to working with him in the future.
How about Eddie Offord?
Eddie Offord?
Yeah. Use the last album.
No.
No?
No, Mike Stone's done all 3 albums.
All 3 albums?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Eddie Offord is more concerned with Yes, I think.
Yes. That's my...
That's okay.
Okay. Next question is, what do you feel the biggest musical change from last album called Astra?
I'm sorry. Can you start the question again?
What do you feel the biggest change?
Oh well, we used a different technique of recording on Astra.
Mm-hmm.
We used 2 Sony digital 24-track machines. Now in England there are only 7 Sony machines in the country, and we were using 4.
Wow.
At the same time. One at Townhouse. We were using 2 at Townhouse and 2 at Sound Studios, doing different session vocals at Townhouse and keyboards at Psalm. We were using 4 out of a total 7 Sony machines in Britain. It was very expensive, but the result is that the album is so clean. I can't wait to hear it on CD because it's dirty, because the guitar style of Mandy Minor is much more earthy. It's much more dirty than Steve Howe. Right. But it is so clean. It's ridiculous. It's, state of the art. We spent an awful lot of time and money to make sure that it was absolutely clean. You could put that up against any other record and it'll be, I guarantee, absolutely clean as a whistle.
Yes, that was really,
It's a lovely sound. Pure. Absolutely pure. Yeah.
Sound.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And also, you had used the London Philharmonic.
The Royal Philharmonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually Geoffrey's idea. Geoffrey Downs. He went to music college with Lewis Clark, who is the conductor. I think it's on here somewhere. Yeah. Orchestrated, arranged and conducted by Lewis Clark. Lewis Clark was a guy, he used to be with Electric Light Orchestra, He was at college with Geoffrey, and we decided that on Rock and Roll Dream we wanted to go completely over the top. Everything that was possible we wanted to put on there. And so the logical answer was to put an orchestra on there. So what better orchestra than the Royal Philharmonic? They were great. Really, really good.
Yes, sound really great. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we had the choice of doing it on a keyboard, synthesizer, or using the real orchestra. And
it's different.
There's no comparison.
Right.
You've got to have the orchestra, really. It sounds great.
Yes. Okay. I had some the narration in the Countdown Zero.
Countdown Zero, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Me.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Me
it's
trying to
you.
sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is, so you missed the Japan tour. That's Asia.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you definitely look forward to having seen Japan next year?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I would say sometime towards the autumn, because in the summer it's too hot, right? So I would think we'll play North America in the spring, go back to Europe during the summer, and then play Japan in the autumn. Yeah. And if it's not, I make a promise right now that if Asia doesn't tour Japan, I will tour Japan.
Okay.
Okay? I'll make that promise now.
That's nice to hear that. Okay.
Because I figure I've got
expecting.
I've got a little score to settle in Japan.
Yeah.
You know, because I wasn't there last time. You know.
Right.
So I figure I've got something to prove in Japan. So even if it's only, to 5,000 people, I'll go and do it myself.
But they're expecting see you as member of the Asia.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If Asia does go there, great. If they don't, I will.
Okay. All right. About video.
Yeah. The video's out tonight on MTV.
MTV?
Yeah.
Tonight.
Tonight. Yes, I think it's about 10 o'clock tonight, the world premiere.
Oh.
It was Aubrey Powell Productions, who is one half of Hypnosis. Do you remember Hypnosis,
Yes.
who did the Pink Floyd Genesis
jackets, yes.
album jackets? Yeah. Poe, Aubrey, has turned into a film producer now. They still do album jackets, but not as many as they used to. But now I'm a very old friend of his, and they did the video for us. I think it's good, very, very good.
Okay. Tell me the concept behind it. It's like you explain on jacket.
Yeah, the girl becomes Asa.
Asa, yes.
She becomes Asa. That is, she's a normal human being, but as soon as she puts on her sort of boots and her gloves, she becomes a robot, if you like. That's about it. Her name's Asa. It's not really. Her name's Palace. But if you go into the mythology of it, is that she is Asa.
Do you have any plans to make additional video?
But it completely depends on what is chosen to be the next single. Which I don't know. That's really pretty much down to the record company.
So, next question: What does Asia's schedule in this year? Nothing to do.
Well, there's not much left of this year. What we'll probably do is a few TV shows in Europe, and then start rehearsing in January for a major tour starting in the spring. We'll start here in the United States and hopefully go to Europe in the summer, and then Japan, Australia later on in the year, autumn. Fall, as they call it here.
Okay. Alright, last two things. Could you do me a little my favor to give us some message to Japanese fan?
Yeah.
Just read this and feel your John Wetton here. And Christmas message,
Well, then
New Year's message.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that, and then I'll
maybe
then.
separate.
Okay.
Then,
Shall I just do it on here?
yes.
Yeah.
right
Okay.
here.
Hello to everyone. Hello to everybody in Japan. This is John Wetton of Asia. A very, very Merry Christmas to all our fans in Japan. Hello to everyone in Japan. This is John Wetton of Asia. I'm wishing you a very happy New Year.
Good.
Okay? And now...
And some IDs.
Is that Diatone?
Diatone.
Diatone Pop's Best 10. Okay.
And this is pronounced Kuro.
Hello,
Yes.
Kuro, and the listeners of Toshiba Sunday Music. Okay. Hello to all the listeners of Special Quest. Please enjoy the first single off our new album, Astra, titled Go. Is that going to be the single in Japan?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hello, Sarah, and the listeners of Diatone Pop's Best 10. This is John Wetton of Asia. Hello, Kuro, and the listeners of Toshiba Sunday Music. This is John Wetton of Asia. Hello to all the listeners of Best Request. This is John Wetton of Asia. Please enjoy the first single of our new Astra album, titled Go. This is John Wetton from Asia.
Great.
Okay?
Okay.
And I've spoken to many journalists about this,
Yes.
and they have reasons which they say to me, oh, we thought you were on heroin. Or they thought that I was a prima donna. I don't know. I actually don't know who would have the right answer for it. It was something to do with the record company, management, and the group. I think it was less to do with the group than it was to do with the record company and management. I don't know why. I simply don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
No, I have no idea.
Okay. How about why does Steve Howe, how Mandy Mayer was chosen to become the band?
He was suggested by the record company. What we thought initially was we would try and carry on as a three-piece. Just the three of us. We go and make the record. And we
no guitar?
No guitar player. We just ask certain well-known guitarists to come and guest. We had a few ideas, Jeff Beck and David Gilmour, and so forth.
Yes.
But those were the names that we were talking about to come down and just play on the record. But in fact, John Kolodner from Geffen Records suggested Mandy Meyer.
Left the band.
Because when I came back to the band, I made it a prerequisite that if I rejoined the band, Steve Howe had to go. It was between me and Steve all the time.
Yeah.
So he won the first round, I won the second round. But the two of us couldn't exist in the same band. No.
No. because both of your
We're just
new
going
music style
in
or
different
offering-
directions. Personality and musical. Different directions, really.
Have you ever heard Steve Howe's new
GTR?
GTR?
I've heard one track. I didn't like it very much.
No.
No. It's, to me it sounded very, very American.
American pop.
Yeah.
Martial.
Like
Yeah.
Survivor or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They've got a guy that sings with a very high voice in a very American style, you know.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, good luck to him. It's just not my cup of tea.
By the way, you got a nice town.
Yeah, I have a house in Spain, so I go down there. Every time I get a few days off, I go to Spain and sit in the sunshine. Lovely.
Good, sounds good.
It is very nice.
Okay. Let's go back to the interview. Okay. Let me ask you a question. First of all,
Cheers. Thank you very much. Would you like some?
oh no thanks,
No?
I have coffee. Thank you. Okay. Could you tell me briefly the reason and the background of how you left the band once, then
Rejoined.
you rejoin again?
To be completely honest, which I try to be normally, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. No.